So, lads, Angel Reese has been killing it. She's been killing it. And I'm not going to lie, like, she's been really good. But the usual has happened. The usual has now happened. She's killing it. And she goes a little bit too far. Writing checks that she now has to cash. She now has to cash these checks. Because she is essentially as good as said in the public that she's better than Caitlin Clark.
Angel Reese just dropped a bomb and lit up the WNBA spotlight. Her comments, they didn't just target Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, they dragged the entire rookie class into the heat. No fluff, no filters, just pure, unfiltered fire. Fans are in a frenzy, social media is in meltdown mode, and the league's drama levels just hit the roof. Is this fearless leadership or a one-woman demolition job? Either way, Angel isn't pulling any punches. She's naming names, stirring the pot, and leaving a trail of drama behind her. Yeah, it's wild. Let's break it all down.
I see you, Angel Reese. Uncle KC sees you. I see that false bravado. I see you all excited. We've won 2 consecutive games. My pretend friends in the media are telling me that we're on something called a winning streak. My team is hot, hot, hot. Woohoo! Yes, yes, yes. The rumors are indeed true. For the second time this season, the Chicago Bravado have managed to win back-to-back games. Now,
but we're the ones giving her too much attention? That's funny, because if someone climbs on a rooftop covered in glitter, grabs a megaphone, and starts yelling pure chaos into an already drama-packed league, what do you think is going to happen? Crickets? Please. People are going to talk. They are going to analyze, shake their heads, roll their eyes, and then talk about it some more. That's the price of making yourself the main character. You can't set the place on fire and act surprised when everyone sees the smoke.
In the game, Angel Reese played a great game. Angel Reese had 19 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. And she was able to give an interview after the game and made a very interesting comment, and in pure old Angel Reese fashion, talk smack after the game.
And here's the twist. The same people saying we're giving her too much attention? They're the ones glued to their feeds, refreshing every few seconds to catch Angel's next mysterious tweet, shady press conference look, or fire Instagram caption. Let's not kid ourselves. You haven't moved on. You're still out here rocking that Team Re hoodie like it's some holy artifact. You're not over it. You're hooked. And honestly, that's cool. Just don't pretend you're above the drama when you clearly thrive on it.
It is something that, you know, we need to talk about it. It needs to be talked about because you've now got Angel Reese coming out and saying this.
And this is just a great win in front of our home crowd.
Camila Cardoso returns to the starting lineup. You both finished with double-doubles. She ends up with an incredible block on Courtney Williams to end the game as well. What are some things that you saw in her in that tandem that you guys had today?
Somebody said we wasn't the best young core in the league. I think we're the best young core in the league, for sure. Hands down, the Sky Surfers, we do it every single night. So I'm really proud of everybody.
We're hands down the best young core in the league.
Let's go with the idea that Angel Reese is just quietly minding her own business while the world unfairly drags her into the spotlight. Meanwhile, she's right there, holding a gas can in one hand and a lighter in the other, making sure the fire keeps burning and all eyes stay locked on her.
for the first time this season, the Chicago Bravado actually beat a team with a winning record. According to Angel Reese, this one win, this one victory in the middle of July, it makes the Chicago Bravado the best young team in the WNBA.
If we're really supposed to stop talking about her, someone should explain why she keeps serving up fresh drama every 48 hours like it's on a silver platter. Seriously, she's the one constantly posting, stirring headlines, and fueling the fire. And then she acts shocked when people are still talking? That's like hitting someone with a pie and acting stunned when they react. What did she think was going to happen? Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe my channel for more awesome content. Thanks. Now let's talk about that ego. So oversized it probably needs its own locker. That's not confidence. That's straight up delusion. Extra bold, extra loud. Meanwhile, across the court, Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston are quietly cooking up a rookie dream team. 2 recent rookies of the year on the same squad? That's not just impressive, that's franchise shifting. Teams should be rethinking their entire strategy. But instead of focusing on that, everyone's distracted by Angel's latest episode of Look at Me, I'm Misunderstood. It's a pattern that's hard to miss, especially when the real story is right there, waiting to be recognized.
She makes everyone around her better. She's not shooting that well, but she still is the best player on the floor. She still is the person that sets the pace of the game. She's still white Jesus. Cry harder, Marvin. Cry harder. The shots are going to fall. The shots are going to fall. It's okay. It's okay. You just keep watching like you're watching this show.
Let's take a step back and actually assess the landscape. On one side, we've got 2 of the league's brightest rising stars, one a record-breaking college scorer, the other a walking double-double, both wearing Indiana Fever jerseys. This isn't just a win, it's a statement. It's proof the league's future is bold, competitive, and incredibly exciting. Honestly, it's intimidating for the rest of the field. Picture it like Monopoly. The Fever just locked down Boardwalk and Park Place, hotels and all, while the rest of the league is squabbling over Baltic Avenue and hoping to roll doubles to get out of jail. But instead of acknowledging that power shift, some people stay stuck on petty beefs and imaginary rivalries. The fixation on twisting every compliment to Caitlin Clark into some kind of insult to Reese is exhausting. It's not a rivalry if one player hasn't even entered the conversation on the same level. And it's not a feud if the scoreboard doesn't back it up. When one athlete is out here breaking records and stacking awards, and the other is still building buzz off cryptic tweets and highlight clips, it's clear who's actually leading the movement. Then there are the fans, quick to scream, "You're just jealous," at anyone who dares to question the Reese hype. As if she invented the game and solved boredom in the process. But let's keep it real. Volume isn't the same as value. Sometimes, quiet confidence carries more weight than all the theatrics. Appreciating talent shouldn't mean picking sides in a made-up war. It should be about respect, skill, and what's happening on the court, not the noise off of it.
So Angel Reese, the most toxic player in all of basketball, is out here slapping clipboards out of her coaching staff's hand because she's so mad her team committed a foul in the crunch after she shot 15 free throws this game. This is the lowest of the low disrespect that you can show to your coaching staff. She's trying to get y'all locked in, worried about the next play, and you so toxic with your terrible, awful attitude that you slap the clipboard out of her hand.
Here's what doesn't get talked about enough. Consistency. Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston show up every single game. They don't just talk about being great, they prove it. Whether it's clutch moments, steady performances, or punishing their opponents with precision, their greatness is written in the stat sheet. They let their numbers do the talking. Meanwhile, Angel Reese seems more focused on viral quotes and sideline theatrics to shape her legacy. But performance isn't about vibes, it's about production. And the numbers don't lie. Ironically, Reese's fans are the first to complain that Clark gets too much media coverage, yet they repost every whisper of Angel like it's a national event. Every glance, every quote taken out of context becomes a meme, a TikTok, a rallying cry. But when someone else earns the spotlight for actually winning, suddenly it's media bias. True greatness is consistent. It's steady, and it shows up night after night. No one's denying Angel Reese's talent. She's got it. But talent alone doesn't carry a team. Ask the long list of future stars who flamed out faster than a can of warm soda. It takes more. Awareness, leadership, and yeah, maybe a little humility. That's what makes Clark and Boston so dangerous. They've got the skills and the mindset to lead. And the wildest part? They are just getting started. This isn't even their final form. They are still in the early stages of building something massive. This is pre-dynasty. And yet somehow, the narrative keeps getting hijacked by drama, distractions, and a never-ending loop of vague shade. While the real story, it's happening right there on the court.
Phenomenal game. But the best young core in the WNBA resides in Indiana, dear. The best young core in the WNBA resides in Indiana. Okay, it's not in Chicago. Love the confidence. Love the confidence. Not mad at the trash talking at all. But the best young core in the WNBA resides in Indiana. They played today. They played today. They also beat you when they played you. Put on a phenomenal display.
Imagine being so fixated on someone else's rise that you start casting yourself as the victim. Watching your peers succeed, then claiming the real problem is that you're not the center of attention. At some point, you've got to face it. Being the loudest voice in the room doesn't make you a leader, it just makes you background noise. And let's talk about the real scoreboard. Not the one made of TikToks and trending soundbites, but the one that counts. Game stats, team progress, wins. The Fever are finally clicking. Boston is holding down the paint like she owns it, and Clark is finally getting some real screens to work with. You're seeing growth, chemistry, leadership, all the things that don't go viral as easily as drama but matter way more when it comes to winning. So no, people aren't going to stop talking. If someone keeps throwing shade and acting like the WNBA is their personal stage, the spotlight is going to follow. That's how it works. You can't toss glitter in the air and act surprised when people look up. Because this isn't just about one player's theatrics. It's about what actually leads to success in this league: growth, maturity, and teamwork. The very qualities Angel Reese tends to downplay while building her next "they hate me" narrative. But in the end, all that noise fades. Wins speak louder. And right now, the Indiana Fever have the most electric young core in the game. That's not hype. That's cold, hard fact.
What's up, y'all? I just want to talk about this chick, Angel Reese, for a second. She has been all over my timeline, over my Twitter, or X, Instagram, TikTok. She's always pushing people and this and that. She's always in controversy. So let me address this situation real quick. How is she a professional athlete? Like, can we step back for a second and just analyze this situation? How in the world is this chick a professional athlete? She is, out of all the clips that I've seen, she is the worst basketball player I've ever seen.
And now we've entered everyone's favorite chapter in the Delusion Handbook, the cherry-picked stat parade. You know how it goes. Grab the tiniest sample size possible, slap some sparkle on it, and shout, "See? She's elite." Like no one owns a calculator. We're talking about 8 games. 8 out of a 53-game stretch. That's not momentum. That's a cameo. That's like showing up late, grabbing a juice box, and then acting like you ran the whole marathon. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is supposedly in a shooting slump, which still looks like 16.6 points per game on a team that seems allergic to coherent offensive schemes. She's battling double teams, shaky screens, and teammates who sometimes look like they forgot she's not a ref, and yet she's still nearly matching Reese's career-high scoring run. Look, 17.5 points per game is solid. No one's denying that. But let's not act like it's some divine prophecy etched into the Mount Rushmore of the WNBA. It's good, not legendary. And yet the moment Reese strings together a few decent outings, people act like the MVP trophy just got engraved. Let's be real. The bar's not just low. It's underground, doing push-ups in a fallout shelter. This isn't about tearing anyone down. It's about keeping the same energy when we talk about consistency, production, and actual impact.
This is a complete, utter disgrace to the game of basketball. Y'all put one of the worst basketball players we've ever seen in history on the front cover of a video game because y'all feel so sorry for her, and it's nothing but a pity party for Angel Reese. Every sports video game, there's been absolute ballers on the front cover, whether that's basketball, football, baseball, hockey, whatever it is. And y'all put this girl over 30, 40, 50 more deserving players in the league because y'all feel sorry for her.
You'd think she just broke every league record, cured athlete's foot, and rebuilt the Chicago sky with her bare hands. But no, it's just a few solid games, hyped like she reversed the Titanic. We're applauding basic competence like it's never been done before. The crowd goes wild because she didn't foul out or throw an elbow in the third quarter. Congrats! Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, supposedly in a shooting slump, is still hanging in the same scoring tier. That's not a slump. That's when your worst is still better than most players' best. The league literally adjusted its rules to slow her down, And she's still matching Reese's career highs while dragging along a team that sometimes forgets how to rebound. But the Reese fanbase? Oh, they are rolling out parade floats for that 17.5 ppg. 8 games in July, and suddenly it's she's here. She's unstoppable. We're just ignoring the other 45 games that looked like a heart monitor hooked to a popcorn machine. No big deal. Just delete history. Long live July. Apparently, that's the only month that matters. This is what happens when expectations are set at floor level. The narrative around Reese isn't that she's dominating, it's that she's improving. Improving from what, exactly? Don't ask. Just clap. Let's be honest, improvement is not the same as greatness. Growth doesn't equal dominance. But here we are, treating a few mid-range jumpers and a clean box score like she parted the Red Sea. The real fever dream? It's not in Indiana. It's alive and thriving in the group chats of Reese's most devoted defenders.
She is the worst basketball player I've ever seen, and that's not an exaggeration. I wish I was lying because I feel bad for her, for how bad she is, but she is so bad at basketball. Yet she wants to be compared to Caitlin Clark and all these great WNBA players. She's not even close. There's middle schoolers that can beat her. It is so, like, what do y'all agree with me? Because I hope I'm not the only one. She is just not a good basketball player, and she needs to keep her mouth shut.
It's not just that expectations are low, they've been intentionally set that way. So now, every small improvement feels like a breakthrough. She's finding her rhythm, they say, like she hasn't played over 50 games already. Newsflash, she's not a rookie. This isn't preseason. By now, she should know where the rim is without using Google Maps. And yet, every time she makes a basic layup, there's someone out there acting like she's ready for a statue. But let's be clear, this isn't genuine progress. It's PR smoke and mirrors. True progress is about performance over time, evolution, growth, raising your ceiling. PR just yells, "She's amazing," with no regard for consistency. The difference is obvious. Clark's bad games still outpace Reese's breakout ones. And that stings for some fans because deep down, they know the hype is running on fumes, propped up by short highlight clips from games most of them didn't even watch. Think about it. Reese's fans are trying to rewrite her entire resume off an 8-game stretch. 8. That's not a breakthrough. That's barely a Netflix miniseries. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is putting together a full anthology season. She logs huge minutes, takes real hits, dishes out assists, and still posts better numbers than Reese during her so-called glow-up. It all comes down to consistency, sustained effort, and real impact. Stuff you can't fake with a flashy clip or one good week. That's the difference between hype and greatness.
It went to the middle of the backboard and went to the left side. She grabbed the rebound, shot it back on the other side. Grabbed the rebound again, shot it back in the middle. She had 5 rebounds in a 30-second span and scored no points.
Nuts.
I don't want to hear nothing. When you go 4 for 16 and you taking point-blank range shots, you're not very good. You're not very good.
The reason this all feels like a celebration is because the starting point was practically rock bottom. When mediocrity is the expectation, anything slightly better starts to feel like a miracle. It's like throwing a parade because someone used their turn signal. Oh wow, she passed out of a double team. She's evolving? No, that's not evolution. That's basic basketball. That's what's expected. But the bar's been set so low, clearing it feels like winning Olympic gold. Sometimes it feels like the WNBA's marketing team is ghostwriting the praise. The rising star narrative only sticks if you ignore the full context. Reese isn't carrying her team. She's not making everyone around her better. Meanwhile, Clark is under constant microscope. Reese gets handed a megaphone. Clark drops 20 and it's not efficient. Reese scores 15 and suddenly it's queen energy. Clark hits 5 threes and people complain she didn't assist more. Reese grabs some boards and she's the future of the league. One is critiqued like a seasoned vet. The other is graded like an intern who just figured out how to turn on the copier.
How record labels pay radio stations to keep playing the same trash songs over and over again, hoping that the masses will eventually like it. This is exactly what it is with Angel Reese. These people are paid to keep force glazing her. That's why these announcers in the game force glaze her. That's why the media does shit like this, gives her McDonald's deals. ESPN does what they do. She gets Sportswoman of the Year because they feel so sorry that the world hates Angel Reese, man.
And that's the irony. Reese's fans keep acting like this is some neck-and-neck competition, but it's not even close. The scoreboard doesn't lie, and the stats tell the full story. If you really want the truth, watch the film. That's where you see who spaces the floor, who moves without the ball, who demands defensive attention even when the shots aren't dropping. Clark keeps defenders on edge every possession. She's a constant threat. Reese, meanwhile, is still learning how to handle pressure without unraveling. So maybe let's slow down on the coronation. Let's hit pause on the hype train. If just 8 solid games are enough to spark a frenzy, maybe the excitement was never rooted in reality. Maybe it's just noise, a passing trend. And maybe, just maybe, people are finally starting to see who's actually built for this level and who's just trying to ride the momentum. If you're enjoying the breakdown, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. More content's just a click away.